Hello, hello, hello. Hi, how are you doing this great afternoon or morning or evening? How are you? How are you? If you're listening to this, please let me know how you're doing, where you're listening in from. Welcome to this live video. And I would love to interact with you as much as I can. So, welcome, welcome. If you are not subscribed and you're listening to this on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe. Give a thumbs up to this video. Let me know if you can listen to me, if I'm audible enough, and let me know where you're listening in from, what questions you might have. If you're listening to this later, leave your comment, leave your question on the comment section down below. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I see a few of you joining already. So welcome. If you're listening to me on Facebook as well, please feel free to chime in and put in your comment or your question, because I know there are a new wave of people who just joined, and it would be nice to just interact with those who are new joiners and do not necessarily know what this group is about. But I hope that you guys can always interact with me. If you're listening to me on X, then you would need to head over to Facebook to join the Facebook group if you're interested in Erasmus, obviously. If you're not interested in Erasmus, then just stick around on my profile on X. I post quite a lot of information about scholarships that are happening, useful information. And you know what, guys? My YouTube is just a free resource that you can utilize all the time. It's very, very, very free. So feel free to actually subscribe onto my YouTube and put your notifications bell on so that you can get notified every single time there is a video, actually, because I have loads of information on YouTube and you can utilize it. If this information is not for you, obviously you can always share it with someone and just basically benefit someone else. So I love to see all of you here hanging out with me on a Saturday. And welcome, welcome. Let me know where you're listening in from, who you are, and all the good stuff. I'm more than happy to answer all the questions. No, yeah. So this is usually a very interactive session, just very free and all that. So if you feel that maybe you cannot hear me clearly, let me know. And I will adjust my volume for sure. Last time I did a video here and I think my volume was not as clear, but I just hope that you guys could listen to me very well on maybe using your phone or your computer, or maybe you have a loudspeaker, maybe you're listening to me on your TV. Right. Now, if you're new here, obviously, I will introduce myself. My name is Nduta Wambura. Most of the people call me in English Jane. So if you're having difficulties calling me Nduta, or some people don't know how to say it. Anyway, this is just a fun fact. If, for instance, I have lots of Nigerians who listen to me, and so if you have some little bit of difficulty calling me Nduta, you can always call me Jane. It's perfect. So okay. Anyways, I will end the chit chat right there. So thank you so much. I was just waiting for more people to join in, and if you're listening to this much later, this is a channel that gives you study abroad opportunities, gives you some stories about people who've already gone to study abroad, gives you my own experience because I have experience to study abroad myself. And I think the reason as to why I really believe in helping people is because by the time I was actually doing my study abroad, I did not have much of help and I did not have much of guidance, which is the reason as to why I created this channel and why I'm very passionate about sharing opportunities, because I believe that yes, you can shoot your shot abroad, and as much as some people say, okay, why not shoot your shot when you're back in your home country? Sorry, your own home country. Yes, you can. You can definitely apply for, opportunities if you find them in your home country. And I encourage that quite a lot because I also did the same. However, it is unfortunate for some of our education systems where, it is difficult to actually find good opportunities that are rewarding and opportunities that can, catapult you into maybe a job market that is favorable, or maybe you want to start your own project that is favorable. So that is the reason as to why I always share these opportunities abroad, just because if you study abroad, even if you just go for a few months or a few, years, it opens up your mind in a way that would never have happened possibly if you are in your own home country, which is the sole reason as to why I always like to share this with someone, because study abroad changed my life, completely changed my life. So welcome guys, and I do hope that you find this information useful. So on today's episode, we are going to go through the usual opportunities roundup, and then I will be available for questions. I already have a couple of them that were asked when I posted that I will do this live video, and feel free to ask any and all the questions, whether it's study in using Erasmus program, or anywhere else in Europe, or work opportunities. I will answer to my level best and give you my insight. Now, if you would want to also book a consultation with me, I do have my links in the description box of this video. These links are on YouTube, or if you're listening to me on X, you can find my Linktree link, which you can click on and book a consultation with me. If you would like to, obviously, there are people who just ask whether they want to support this channel. You can always support this channel either by joining the membership on YouTube, or you can decide to buy me a coffee. There's a link where you can buy me a coffee to keep me going, or you can do MPESA. I do have my till number, so that is a shameless plug. Really, if you want to support this channel, then there are several ways which you can support it. If you find that this information is helpful to you, obviously, so it's not like an obligation. Anyway, over to the video. So today's video, I am going to share some opportunities that are open for you to apply for currently, and some of them might be closing very soon. So actually, one of them is going to be closing very soon in February on the 28th. So I will go ahead and share these opportunities. If you see my screen is not clear, once again, please let me know. Because I've had quite a number of you saying, oh, your screen is not clear, etc. And I would recommend for you to obviously rewatch this, and I will leave the links that I'll be talking about today. And so let's get on with it. So here we go. Alrighty, so on the first, yes, I do hope that it is clear. All right. So the first opportunity that I will talk about today is the Swedish Institute Scholarship for Global Professionals. Now, every single time I share a scholarship on this channel, I always do my background checks so that I can make sure that I am giving you the exact link, the legit links. Please be very aware, because out there's lots of people trying to market programs that might not be neither here nor there. And some of these programs that are being marketed to you, sometimes you might find them, the links that you're being sent to, are not legit. So please be wary of that. So it's very important for you to do a background check when you find any type of link. And also be very wary of, opportunities out there are sent on social media that look too good to be true. Honestly, sometimes I get this vibe a lot, and it is very important to do your background check, because moving abroad is not as easy as waking up today and tomorrow you're in a different country. It takes work. It takes a lot of applications, a lot of rejections, and all these kind of things that could happen along the way. So I tell you as it is, it's not easy. You have to do the work for you to be able to eventually get a good opportunity and really just show that you are one of the best candidates, honestly, so that you are taken by any one of the programs. Remember, these programs are open to the globe. So can you imagine you're applying for these programs and your application is being leveled against every other applicant across the globe? So it's not easy. I'll not tell you that, oh my God, yeah, today you'll apply and tomorrow you'll be picked. No, you'll get a rejection. You will get another rejection and another one and another one. Some might say, oh yeah, sure, you're a good candidate, but no, we don't have funding. Oh yeah, these kind of things happen. So anyway, just to tell you that background checks are very important. The links that you find online are very important for you to do a background check. And so I usually do a fact check for all the links that I share on this particular channel. So either way, still do your due diligence. So the first program that I want to talk about today is the Swedish Institute Awards program. So basically, this is for global professionals who would want to go to Sweden. And this program is open only until the 28th of February. I know. You have a very short period of time to actually apply for it. However, I think it is very much doable because this scholarship is for global professionals in academic scholarship. And this is for you to actually study full-time or on a 1 or 2 year master's studies in Sweden. Now, this scholarship is fantastic because it gives, coverage for a wide range of study fields, over 700 of their 1,000 English taught masters in Sweden. So that's fantastic. And the beauty of it is the eligibility criteria, because in most cases you'll find as Africans, we tend to study our postgraduates much later. If you compare this with, Europeans, then it's quite different, honestly speaking. Because sometimes you might find yourself, you're in a master's class and actually you might be the oldest student right there. However, the beauty of this scholarship is that it's open for applications every single year. So if you miss this deadline of the 28th of February, you can always apply for it next year. And it is for master studies beginning in the autumn semester. So which means that, if you apply right now, then you should be able to begin your studies sometime end of this year. That is around September, October, thereabouts, depending on when, this scholarship tells you to, if you are a successful candidate, obviously. So the first thing that you have to notice here is that you have to be a citizen of one of the 41 countries that is eligible for this scholarship for global professionals, and apply for a master's program that is eligible for that scholarship, and again have some sort of work experience that you have, and also some leadership experience. Now, this program actually includes a full tuition fee coverage, so it's a full scholarship, and you would be able to get a monthly allowance of 12,000 kroners. Now, I am just going to do a quick think of how much that means in euros. That should be at least anything between 1,100 to 1,200 euros to cover your living expenses throughout the study period. I'll tell you for free, Sweden is not cheap to live in. So this allowance is not, 1,200 euros is definitely just keep you up as a student. So please also, ensure that you're doing your own research in terms of your living conditions when you're in Sweden if you get this scholarship. And this scholarship, however, you would not be able to move with your family members. So in any case, even if you move with your family members, please note that this scholarship is not going to cover for your family members, and it also does not cover the application fee to the university admission. So the thing that you also need to notice is that the countries that are going to be eligible to apply for this, I know most of my listeners are from Kenya, so Kenya is definitely included. Nigeria also, I know most of my listeners are from Nigeria and others from South Africa. So this is a fantastic opportunity for you to be able to apply if you're from any one of these countries. I also know that there's some Ugandans as well as Tanzanians who listening to me. So this is your opportunity to go ahead and shoot your shot. I know you only have 1 week. However, if you're keen on applying, then you have all the documentation in place, and you can be able to give a good application within this 1 week, then you can sit down and make sure that you do a good application. And it is very, very much straightforward. It is 100% online, the application, and once you apply, then you would be able to see whether you actually get the scholarship or not. And then you can move to Sweden and be able to, study this master's for either 1 or 2 years. So that is one of the fantastic opportunities to actually go ahead and apply for. So I do hope that, if this is not for you, then maybe you can go ahead and, share this information with someone else who can benefit from it. All right. Alrighty. So now I hope that is, one of the opportunities that you can go ahead and shoot your shot. I see someone asking, where is everyone? Hi, Prince. Everyone is maybe waking up. This is a Saturday, so sometimes I always know that maybe a Saturday people are still waking up, and they might be watching this much later, so that's fine. I do see a couple of you actually online already and listening to this, so that is fantastic. So thank you so much for staying on. If you have any questions for those who are listening right now, please go ahead and ask them, and I'll be more than happy to actually answer them. Now I will move over to the next program that is open for applications, and this is one of those programs that I shared recently on my X as well as on LinkedIn. So if you're keen on following me on LinkedIn as well, I share my nuggets and my thought process honestly. So feel free to do that. Now, one of these programs is the Coimbra Group Scholarship Program for Young African Researchers. And this Coimbra Group universities have been providing scholarships since 2008 for people who are coming from sub-Saharan Africa. So I would say young researchers from universities in sub-Saharan Africa. So if you're listening to this and you are in any one of the sub-Saharan African countries except Algeria, Egypt, Libya, Morocco, and Tunisia, then you would be able to qualify for this particular scholarship. Now, you might want to ask me, so what is the Coimbra Group of universities? So this Coimbra Group of universities are universities that have come into agreement, and it consists of universities that are based either in Spain, Portugal, Germany, Ireland, Austria, Turkey, Poland, and Czech Republic, as well as Finland and Italy. So you can be able to check which of these universities are actually participating within this particular round of applications. So the 2024 edition is going to have these universities participating, so which means that you can go and do your research depending on the field of research and the availability of that research within any one of these universities, then you would qualify to go ahead and do that. Now, the eligibility criteria, once again, is very favorable because you have to be either a national of sub-Saharan African country, be born on or after 1st of January 1979. So as you can see, the age limit is not going to cut you off, because I get this question quite a lot. Are these scholarships for people who are just young, or anyone else can go ahead and apply for it? Yes, anyone else can actually go apply for this, especially this program here. And you have to, however, be either a current staff member of a university or an equivalent higher education institution in Africa, and most likely be preferably from have a PhD or doing your postdoc or equivalent in that case. Now, I know some people might be like, okay, this is just not for me. Yes, it might not be for you, but you can always share this with someone else who could benefit from it. And the applications for this particular fellowship is going to be on the 5th of April 2024. And again, this is very much 100% going to be an online application. So you can always contact the Coimbra Group office using this email to be able to get to understand whether you would be able to be a good candidate, especially if you're listening to me and you work in a university within the African continent. This is something that would be very beneficial to you. All right, so I will move straight on into the next program, which is once again something that you would be interested in applying for. So this is going to be the Atlantic Fellows Program. And the Atlantic Fellows Program is one of those programs that, usually gives opportunities to people who are within the health field. And again, this is Atlantic Fellows for Health Equity. So if you're listening to me and you're within the health field, then this is something that you can take advantage of and apply for. Now, this program is going to be open, I do believe, until sometime in, if I'm not wrong, much later in the month of March, but I'm just going to confirm that. And if you're listening to me once again, this is something that you can look out for. So this is basically, let's see, application timeline. Oh, actually, I was wrong. So the first round is what is, okay, it closes on the 11th of April, 2024. So that's perfect. Okay. All right. So, this program is open for anyone who is within, several industries actually, and that influence health, however, because this is a health and well-being program. And if you are in any one of these fields, so art, law, business, academia, medicine, government, journalism, social enterprise, research, media, housing, and healthcare delivery, then this program is fantastic for you. And this program is going to be open again until April the 11th. So who should apply for this is you would need to at least be within the health field, and also be within someone who is, between their early to mid career. So which means maybe you've already graduated, you're looking for a job, or maybe you've already had your first job, or, you're in between jobs, who knows. And then you would need to also have some documentation, in this case, project proposal, your recommendation letters, and completion of the employer support form. And again, this is something that would need you to attend in-person convenings throughout the year. And so this commitment is something that you also need to be very careful about, just so that you're able to meet this criteria. Now, the thing is, you would be able to also just apply from this particular website, so you don't have to, or contact anyone else. And this program is actually tethered within the George Washington University in the US. So that's another program that is still open for application. And I will move on to the next program, because today I want to take more of your questions and not dwell on the opportunities, because I have already posted these opportunities on LinkedIn and you can check them out. And the other program that I will talk about is a fun program, which is something that I believe that, you guys might have seen. And I think this was just 1 second. This is not the program that I want to share, sorry. So I want to share the Africa Compt program. And Africa Compt is very, very, very interesting program. And I have spoken about this on this particular channel with my friend Stephen, and this video is still on this YouTube channel, which you can watch and get some insight about participating in the Africa Compt program. Now, the Africa Compt program is actually a fellowship program that usually connects visionary African professionals with German companies. So which means that you can be able to go and work in Germany for a certain period of time, and then you can be able to actually maybe transition into the workforce right there, and then from there, live in Germany and so on and so forth. So this information is something that we've talked about on this channel. Now, Africa Compt is open until, I believe, in March, or 24th of March. So you have some bit of time to actually go ahead and apply for it. And you would at least need to be within your leadership position. So you need to have some sort of leadership and management competency for you to participate in Africa Compt. So which means that if you're working already and you have some sort of leadership and management thing going on, then you can apply for this opportunity. There are several Kenyans who I know who have gone through this opportunity, and they have even found jobs in Germany and have stuck around Germany and are now living there. So that's a fantastic opportunity as well. So you have to, however, be from an African state. You would have to have a university degree in a relevant subject, have postgraduate studies. They are not mandatory, but it would be an advantage for you to have any type of postgraduate studies, for example, an MBA. You would at least have to have 2 to 5 years of relevant work experience, excellent knowledge of English, basic knowledge of German, because in Germany, really, I will tell you for free, you would still do need to have the German language proficiency, and not older than 35 years old, so that you can be able to participate in this particular program. So if you're listening to this, I don't know whether this program is for you, but if it is, then go ahead and shoot your shot. Honestly speaking, you have absolutely nothing to lose by applying for it. And you know what? This program is one of those programs that opens your mind into the German workforce, and you are able to understand exactly what the German workforce is all about. And if, for example, you go there and you are able to interact with one of those good companies, because I know the likes of Volkswagen that participate in this particular program, several other German companies that actually participate, and then you get to understand the workforce and how the corporate world in Germany is like. And then from there, if you have a good rapport with one of those companies which you actually work with, then you can be able to perhaps stay back and continue your work there, and be able to get to network as much as you can. However, if you cannot be able to maybe stay back, then this would be one of those fantastic opportunities where you are able to benchmark, you learn as much as you can, you understand everything that you need to understand about working better, keeping time, because in Germany, if you're not keeping time, my friend, this is not going to work for you. But this is something that you can learn the German culture, and from there be able to go back home and participate maybe in different projects, or perhaps maybe become a force in your work, a company that you used to work for before, or maybe start your own thing altogether as well. So some of the companies that actually participate in this would be the Bayer, BioNTech, Braun, Merck, Bosch, Siemens, Volkswagen, like I mentioned before, and fantastic companies actually participate in this program, which you could, apply for. Once again, this program is going to be open until the 24th of March, so that you can apply for this already. Now, the other program that I will share today is the Harvard Global Health Institute Fellowship. And this again is open for Africans. So all the programs that I actually try to share on this particular, channel are all, programs which you can participate in, especially because my audience is basically just from the African continent. So this is one of the other programs which you can participate in. And as I go on and speak this, I would love for you to go ahead and tell me about any questions that you might have. I know some of you are stuck here. My God, English is Englishing today. I know some of you are here just because of Erasmus, honestly, and I will speak about it. Yes, I know. It's always like, yeah, you have to talk about Erasmus all the time. But the thing is, I know there are several other programs that are out there which I want to plug you in always. So again, it's not always all about Erasmus, right? We can always talk about other programs that are fantastic for you, and you can apply for them. So leave your questions. Anyways, I will tackle them at the very end, and you can be able to understand better about the application process and so on and so forth. So this program is called the Harvard Global Health Institute, and one of this program is actually one of the programs that really have a major focus on women in global health. And the 2024 to 2025 cohort is open until, I believe, sometime in March. Yes. So the application is going to be open and will be closing in March, 15th of March, 2024. And this program is going to be one of those that where if for example, you are in the health field, or you are able to actually go to Harvard and study in the Department of Global Health and Population in the Harvard School of Public Health. And this is going to be I believe open for all genders, but let me just check application requirements. We welcome applicants from all countries, regions, disciplines, sectors, genders, and gender identities. Candidates nominate themselves by applying for the fellowship. There are no age limits or academic prerequisites. So this is again, a major plus, because no age limits, no academic prerequisites. It's really, really, really open. And the applicants, however, you have to have work, mostly you must work full-time in the field of global health and have at least 15 years of professional experience, however. And global health related work completed as a university student does not count as professional experience. So you have to have good experience, obviously, and applicants you must have demonstrated some leadership experience. Really, English is not Englishing today, but hey, we move. Applicants must have demonstrated leadership experience, yes, and you must take a leave of absence from your home institution for during the residency for 1 month in April 2025. Okay, so this is one of those programs which again is very leadership oriented, and I do hope that you can be able to go ahead and apply for it. Our lead fellows paid, yes, you receive a living stipend for the 4 weeks, visa fees, housing costs, flights to and from Cambridge, and all course fees are also provided during the fellowship. So you can apply for this as well and be able to actually benefit from one of those fantastic institutions, which is Harvard Global Health Institute. So go ahead and apply for that. Now, I will move to, Erasmus, because I seem not to be able to escape this radar of Erasmus always, all the time, on all of these live videos. So we will move straight to Erasmus, and so that you can have a feel of exactly what is going on in the Erasmus world. Now, I know, especially for those who are listening to me on Facebook, Now, Erasmus Mundus joint master's programs, most of them have closed. However, there are some of them that are still open for applications. So when you come to this catalog, I will keep on sharing this over and over and over again until it is hammered right into your, brain, and that you understand exactly what to expect. Because I have seen so many generic questions, it is mind-boggling, honestly. So, thing is that this, if you come on this catalog, you'll find the 215 programs right here. And like I mentioned, most of the programs have now closed for applications, fully closed until they will reopen once again, sometime end of September this year or October thereabout. And not all programs will open at the same time. Each of the programs actually opens at different times, depending on the program. And what you can do right now for those programs that you will find they're already closed, what you can do is to check what exactly are the requirements, what's the eligibility criteria for any of the programs that I am interested in on this catalog. Now, once you do that, then you can be able to start, preparing for those documents. Maybe it could be reference letters, it could be your CV, it could be, your statement of purpose, it could be your general application anyways, it could be some of those bureaucratic documents that you need, for example, a residence certificate, which I'll talk about in a short, in a few, honestly, because it was one of the questions. So what you need to do right now, if you find a program that is already closed right now, what you need to do is to check the eligibility criteria right now, see what documents you might need. Some documents might take longer than others. For example, international passports, especially for people who are within the African continent, might take longer. And then start preparing for those documents. Start networking with people who've already actually gone through any one of these programs. And once you start networking, you can ask them what is it that they did to do a good application. I've had quite a number of interviews as well on this channel. So if you're not subscribed, you can definitely check them out and watch those videos to see what do they do, because they are open for everybody, honestly. And we have several Kenyans, we have several Nigerians, we have several people from the African continent who have actually been able to get accepted in several of these programs. So it is very much possible. Now, there are a few programs that are still open for you to apply for, and will be closing early March. Some of them 1st of March to the very end. The one that I saw might have been the 5th of March. So most of these programs are actually, and one of them, for example, would be like, I think this was in skin health care, which is this one. And like once they close, they will reopen again. So it's not like, they are closed forever. They will reopen again in the fall semester. So that is September or October. However, please check the deadlines for each of these programs so that you can be able to see. So for example, this program that I'm talking about, it actually just opened the other day, and they will be closing on 29th of February, so which is in like basically just 1 week's time. And the thing that you would need to check is, for example, if you see that this is not good enough time for me to apply for this program, then you would be able to come and check the deadlines, the dates that are available here, because perhaps it will be the same dates that would be published next time. It is not a guarantee that will be the same dates, but you can be able to check out and see. So for example, here you do have the application round between the 1st to the 29th of February 2024, and then from there you would have the application second round from the 1st to the 31st May 2024. This would be, for instance, for self-funded students, and then you would start the program in September of 2024. So the thing is, between the 29th of February all the way to the 1st of May, there would be selection first round and enrollment. And as you can see here, they've already stated that they will have 18 students with scholarships, 7 non-fee paying self-funded students. So which means that you would not be paying fees, but you would be funding, your living expenses, etc., and so on and so forth. And then they will open a second round, which I believe is for fully self-funded students. And then they will have selection criteria around that and get 5 fee-paying self-funded students. So this particular deadline is available for all the programs that you will find on the catalog. So what you can do in that case is, if, for example, you feel this is an example of a program that you feel that, hey, you know what, there's a very, very limited time here. So what I can do is check what are the documentation, the documents that are needed for me to be able to actually apply for this program. Come and read here. So the entry criteria, entry requirements right there. The English certification, which is one of the things that usually takes quite a long period of time, right? So if, for example, if you don't have any, then this would be your fantastic time to go ahead and get one. However, the beauty of this program is that it already says that they consider these countries to be countries of native English speakers. So for example, if you're from Nigeria or Kenya, you don't need an English language test, right? And you can be able to go ahead and apply for this without an English language test. But for example, if maybe you have not yet graduated and you're waiting to graduate, then you would need to at least give yourself some bit of time for that. And then the things about visas, it would be, if, for example, you are successful, that is when you would need that visa. So things, for example, like your CV, for instance. So CV here has been said that you need to have a CV in English, provided with date and signature to present your qualification experiences and skills. They have not explicitly said that you need it to be on a Europass format. However, it is actually recommended for you to have it on a CV, on a Europass format, which I have spoken about on this channel once again on how to write your CV on a Europass format. It is usually very crucial, if especially it has been explicitly stated that you need it on a Europass format, that you provide it on a Europass format and not any other format. However, since these are European programs, I always recommend just go for the Europass anyways, and so that you are on the clear. So the other things that you need for this particular program would be a declaration form, which you can download, I believe, your degree, diploma, and then you have your academic records. So which would be, let's see, what is there, transcripts. That is, you would need identity document or passport, which I think this could take longer. You would need your motivation letter, at least a maximum of 50 words. Please do not write 1,000 words or more or less. You have to stick around with exactly this, and your reference letter, right? And so these are things that you can perhaps start applying, preparing for, so that you can apply for this program in the next round if you feel that this is not good enough time for you to put up a very good application and get this program. So I do hope that this is actually helpful, because there's lots of questions about, okay, so what do I do next? So if you have already maybe submitted your program, you have already submitted your application rather, then what I would recommend is for you to make sure that you also watch another video which I have done about interviews, because if your program, has the option of doing an interview, then you do need to do that interview, and you need to prepare for that interview, which means that you would need to at least study a few questions here and there, what they would potentially be asking, speak to a few people who've done it before to see exactly what to expect, and so on and so forth. So I think that I've spoken enough about Erasmus. Honestly, there is lots of videos right there which you can utilize for your own good on my YouTube channel. So if you're listening to me on X or on Facebook, head over to my YouTube and be able to see and check out what videos you might want to refer to, and you can refer to them any other time. Honestly, they are always going to be there as reference points, and you can utilize them to your own advantage. Now, another question that I got asked is whether or not, if you follow, for example, if you submit your CV using another format, whether it's okay. The thing is, if they had explicitly said that you have to submit it using this particular format, then it becomes something that could cut you out. There's what we call the selection criteria that is always right there on any one of the program websites, so they can tell you, for this particular program, we're going to be looking at your CV, your statement of purpose. We're going to be looking at, your general application, your qualifications, your skill sets, your experiences, and so on and so forth. So this is something that you can check out in terms of the selection criteria to see exactly what is it that they are looking for, so that I can mimic my application towards that, so that I am a good candidate for this program. Now, one other question that I always get is the skepticism of people. I think it's people wondering whether these programs are legitimate, whether they qualify if, for example, they do not have a first-class honors or a second-class, upper division. One of the things I will tell you is that they are legit programs. This is not fluffy stuff that I am telling you here. These are programs that are legit. I am a product of Erasmus, for example. I've seen lots of people who are from Kenya, from Nigeria, from pretty much any one of those African countries, and you can see that they have applied for the programs and they got them based on what exactly they presented themselves. Because usually for you to apply for any particular program, you're applying to something that, no one knows you, no one has ever heard about you, but it is what you write on that application that sells you. So make sure that you're not selling yourself short, and the programs are very much legitimate. The thing that you need to understand is that, yes, there are programs out there just wanting to actually get students and pay. Yes, they will pay the stipend, they will pay the tuition fees. The skepticism has to stop. Honestly, it has to stop, because I have had this question enough times. Are these programs legitimate? Yes, they are. You know, the way in Kenya we are like, eco legit. And then we move on just because we are like, okay, that's not for me. I was there as well. So you have to understand that it is important for you to get yourself into a place where you think, yes, that you are equal to the task, you are equal to doing pretty much everything that you need to do for you to qualify for that particular program, in terms of putting up a good application, speaking to the right people, speaking to people who've already gone through that program. And yes, you don't have to have, for example, for Erasmus, you don't have to have a first-class honors or a second-class upper division for you to be able to qualify for this. You can have a second-class lower division and still qualify, depending on the experiences that you have, depending on the skill set that you say that you have, the work experiences, and so on and so forth. So you can be able to actually put up a good application even with a second class lower. However, some programs explicitly say, the English today is not Englishing, as I said. So you can actually check some programs. They explicitly say that, you know what, we only need people who have first class honors and not anything more, not anything less, nada. So there are such programs that, you really do have to have a first class honors. However, most of them, they would not have that caveat. They will not have that, age limit thing going on. And even the programs that I shared today that are global programs, you can already see that, the age limit is not there, and they are actually looking for candidates from the African continent. So I'm always going to be advocating for such programs that are actually, looking out for candidates who are from the African continent. And in any case, if you find other programs that are within the African continent, for example, we have intra-Africa programs within DAAD. We have intra-Africa programs, even that are within universities. So which means that you can go to your international office in your university and be able to see some programs that, you can actually go ahead and apply for in South Africa, in Malawi, name it, everywhere. There are programs that are within the African continent, and they are fantastic, fantastic programs, but nobody takes advantage of this. Why? Because of the skepticism. Because maybe you think that, you know what, I don't think I qualify for this, I don't think this is something for me, I think this is far-fetched, etc. Or maybe you don't want to do the work, like for example in Kenya, the way we are like, oh, I want to give someone my application, they do the application for me, they write the CV for me, they write the personal statement for me, and for me, I'll just go there and study. We have this mentality as well of, the agency mentality, that every single time you want to move abroad, then you would need to have an agent that helps you to actually move. You can do it by yourself. I have done it myself as well. Other people have done it, and you are equal to the task. So I do hope that this is, enough kick to tell you that you got this. If an application is not open right now, you can prepare for it later and be able to put up that application. Now, I don't know whether there are any other questions, honestly, because I think we are at the top of the hour already, and we have tackled the applications, the opportunities that I wanted to share today, and answered, basically the questions that were asked before. And if you're listening to me on X, I have loads of applications that I post almost every other single day. Honestly, I think my X is just, no, this sounds wrong. Okay, so I think my feed on X is basically just, opportunities and opportunities and more opportunities. So this is something that you can actually check out and be able to benefit from. So I'm going to leave it at that. I see you who have been hanging out over here. Thank you so much for staying on. And yes, these are exciting times. And thank you so much for staying on and for listening to this live video. If you're listening to this much later, once again, please feel free to interact with me. Feel free to book a consultation. Feel free to, support this channel in any way that you feel that is good enough. Share this information with someone else. Share, any other, comment or any other information that you would like to see on this particular channel, and I'll be more than happy to prepare for it and share the information as much as I can. So I do believe that this would be the top of the hour for me. And once again, it's been fantastic hanging out with you today. And I do hope that you have a good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're listening in from. Please go ahead and shoot that shot. Don't be afraid of, putting yourself out there. And because you actually you can put yourself out there, and you can only find out. There's only one way to find out whether you qualify for something, is by applying for it. Okay, have a good one. Bye.